Welcome. We are back, motherfuckers. That's right. It's Sunday, March 30th, and you're watching One More Round Fights. I'm your host, Gaff. We got a lot of stuff to go over. The ladies were showing the fuck out this weekend. Ladies were showing out this weekend. Mikaela Mayer showed out this weekend. Loopy Godinez showed out this weekend. Brandon Moreno showed out from Mexico. We just had a fantastic fight weekend, and if you missed out, it kind of sucks for you because you missed out on a couple gems this week. But guess what? I'm here to wrap it up, put a nice little bow on it for you, get you started for the week before you head over to Morning Combat and Ariel and all those other big guys, MMA fighting and all that. So if you're bored, you got a little time on this Sunday, come on down and hang out with your boy. If you already know me, you know me from the main card minute. You feel me? You might know me from MK as well. But we do a watch along on Saturdays, and we did another full card watch along where we gave out free money picks, made the chat some money, had a great time, smoked a little bug, had some drinks, drank a little tequila, drank a little beer. We had a good time. So if you guys want to come and become part of the community, come on down, scan the QR code below, like and subscribe. Main card minute on your left, One More Round Fights on your right. We do the simulations on Fridays. We do the full card wrap-ups on Sundays. We get it done for you however way we can. Please don't forget to follow on social, youtube.com/One More Round Fights. Also, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X. X is a little different. You can see it right there. But yeah, let's check who's in the chat right here. Lazy Bez in the chat. We in here. What's good? What's good? Main card minute in the chat. Yo, what's good, bro? How we feeling? But we got a fat slate ahead, bro. We got a fat slate. Now, if you made any wins, I forgot to check the email again, but if you got any wins, send them into onemoreroundfights@gmail.com. I want to see the money you made. I want to see. I want to show you off. And shout out to our sponsor, W.GG. Use promo code One More Round for 10% off. That is promo code One More Round for 10% off. Let's get into it, shall we? We had a fun weekend. UFC Mexico City happened, and guess what? Brandon Moreno headlined the card, and he fought against Steve Erceg. Some would say this was Steve Carell versus McLovin. Now, I wouldn't say that, but I could see the resemblance in both of them. It was a great fight either way because Moreno used that Mexican crowd behind him and put him as a battery in his back. Moreno had the better strikes. Moreno mixed it up better. He landed the more powerful strikes. And I think he did enough to win the fight. Now, some may have seen it for Erceg, but I think this was a 3-1 fight for Moreno. He did it convincingly. Sorry, 3-2, 3-1. 3-2 fight for Moreno. I think he had round 1. I think he had round 3. And I think he had round 5. I think 2 and 4 were Erceg. Erceg did a lot of good work. He found his space at the end of round 2. Maybe not enough to win round 2. I could see it going 4-1 Moreno. But Erceg was finally finding his rhythm at the end of round 2. Round 3, he started to do some good work, but Moreno started to figure out his timing and started pushing back more. Round 4, he started to use his savvy again. He tried to shoot for some takedowns, mix it up a little bit more with Moreno, and then Moreno just put it to him in round 5, pushed him back, got on top. He just did more good work. And Moreno used his veteran savvy. He used his knowledge of the game that he's accumulated over his many flyweight 5-round fights, and he got the win. He got the job done against Steve Erceg in a fight that we all expected because Erceg was on a 2-fight losing streak and fighting a former champion again, something that he has yet to accomplish. I'm pretty sure he's yet to accomplish that. But yeah, it was Brandon Moreno's night. He finally righted the ship. He had never won in Mexico before. He finally gets his dubber. He didn't get the finish that he wanted, but he finally gets the win, and that is what ultimately matters in Mexico City. He is lost in Mexico City to Askar Askarov. He is lost in Mexico City to Brandon Royval. I think he had one more. And he lost to Sergio Pettis in Mexico City. So the final, this was his 4th chance. Normally you don't get 4, but this was his 4th chance. Steve Erceg marched him in there, and he finally got his win. He is now racked off 2 wins in a row. That is Amir Albazi and Steve Erceg. I think he's put himself in a great position. Now, some would say he's still behind Brandon Royval. I would say he's dead even with him now. I would say they're right at the same kind of echelon. Mainly because what I'd like to see next for either fighter is this. I want to see Moreno in a title shot, or I want to see him fight the winner of the next title shot. Now, I'm not saying we march him in against Pantoja, okay? Because we have a lot of people laying in wait. We have KKF, we have Manel Kape, and we have Brandon Royval. So my thing is either this. We either march KKF in for a title shot now, right? And then we have Manel Kape fight either Royval or Moreno. Or I'm a little weird, right? Here's what I want to do. I want to send Pantoja up to 35. I want to get him out of flyweight. Then I want to have KKF and Manel Kape fight for the interim flyweight belt, just in case there's that chance that Pantoja does something at bantamweight and still wants to come down and fight for that flyweight. So we make him fight for an interim, right? Then one of them has the interim strap. That's enough to hold him down. Then we make whoever gets the interim strap fight either Pantoja if he comes back down to flyweight, or Moreno or Royval to unify. That is my move there. And one of those guys has to wait. Either Royval or Moreno, one of them has to wait or fight again. And if there's somebody that one of them has to fight, like one of them has to fight again, fuck it, throw like Alex Perez in there. They love to throw him in there. Maybe Amir Albazi, just not Moreno, obviously, because we just seen that fight. So maybe Royval Albazi, but something like that. But yeah, there's so much movement at flyweight right now. I really don't know what to do with both of those guys. I just know that I want to see KKF and Manel Kape in a title fight, or at least a grudge match to fight for a number 1 contender fight. That is the fight that I definitely want to see next, because if one of them loses to a Moreno or Royval, the trajectory of that fight just goes downhill, and I don't want to see that happen. So yeah, let's see what the comments is on right now. That shit went crazy for a second there. All 3 judges gave Erceg round 3, which is wild because I feel Erceg won round 2. Agreed, because I thought he won the even rounds and Moreno won the odd rounds. So that was a little weird tonight. Successful night for the Mexico natives. Hell yeah, we'll go over that in a little bit. But Mexico did what London couldn't. I'll tell you that much. Lazy Boy fucked it all up. He did. He fucked up all my parlays. But I also had Medina in a big parlay, so it would have fucked up anyways, but he did fuck up the one more round regular parlay. Lazy Boy fucked us. He fucked us good. Horiguchi officially signed to the UFC, so add him to the mix of matchups. I would love to see Horiguchi Moreno right away. I think that's a great fight. You give him one of the most experienced flyweights right away. You don't give him KKF. You don't give him Manel Kape, because I want to see that fight. You could give him Royval as a soft lob. No offense to Royval, but I think Moreno as your first fight for Horiguchi is perfect. So maybe that's what we do. Royval waits for the winner of KKF and Kape, and then Moreno fights Horiguchi coming in. Because I don't think they give Horiguchi immediate title shot. Did they give Patricio Pitbull an immediate title shot? No. So I don't think they do that. Unless he's fighting at bantamweight. Okay, I could see Horiguchi at bantamweight too. And then if Horiguchi goes to bantamweight, how about Horiguchi and Pantoja if Pantoja goes up? And then if Pantoja wins that fight, give him the title shot. But I know Pantoja is going to want a title fight right away, so I doubt that comes to fruition. Horiguchi is boys with Pantoja. I don't think they'd fight, so one of them has to go to bantamweight. So yeah, send Pantoja up to bantamweight. He's done a lot of flyweight, and let Horiguchi march in there and make a name for himself. Flyweight needs more exciting fighters and needs new blood. So, well, it already has a lot of new blood, but you know what I mean. It could always add more blood at flyweight because there's so many exciting fighters down there. Lazy Boy prevented a perfect night for the main for bets. Yep, you and me both, brother. You and me both. He prevented both the parlays, high risk and the regular risk or low risk hitting. Flyweight is quietly on fire and growing. Flyweight is the new bantamweight, in my opinion. Bantamweight is a little boring now for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I look at bantamweight and I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but I kind of know what's gonna happen with most of these matchups. We got Figgy, Sanhagen, Umar, Peter, Yan, and O'Malley. Literally most of those guys Marab beat already. So, like, bantamweight's kind of dead for me right now. Flyweight's fucking whoo. Flyweight's that hot mother. Woo. Flyweight's hot right now. Also, the reason, if you guys are wondering why I start, I had to do the bell 2 times to start the fucking stream. I lost the lighter as I was getting started. I like got up to go to the bathroom. I dropped it on the floor and I heard it fell. And I was like, oh, I'll just pick it up when I get back. And then I was about to start the stream and hit the fucking bong. And I was like, where the fuck is the lighter? I couldn't find it. I literally still can't find it. I had to use a freaking torch. I had to use a goddamn torch to get it started. So I don't know where it is. The wick is gone. I got to figure where it is after this, but that shit is in the abyss right now. But yeah, so those are the matchups I see at flyweight, to be honest. And for Erceg, did I go over what I wanted to see Erceg do? Maybe Erceg versus Royval. Maybe Erceg versus Royval. Give Royval one more win. I feel like Royval and Moreno both need 3 to get back to a title shot. I feel like they both need 3 to get back to a title shot. I just feel that way. They need 3 wins. So maybe either of those guys, maybe Moreno Horiguchi, maybe Royval and Erceg, and then KKF and Cop. And we fucking tournament that shit up and see what goes down. I think that's what we got to do. That's what makes the most sense to me. Facts, baby. Facts. Flyweight has the potential to be hot, but if Moreno and Royval keep winning, we're stuck with a bunch of rematches. Not if we insert people like Horiguchi. Not if we insert people like Horiguchi. And Erceg could mix shit up. You know how he just gave Moreno a tough fight. He gave Pantoja a tough fight. You give any of these guys a tough fight. So I'd love to see Erceg in there against Royval. They need to give Erceg a tune-up. Nah, he's proved he can go in there and fight against anybody. And he pretty much finishes anybody lower than the top 5. So I say we keep him right where he's at. Give him Royval next. I say we give him Royval next. Let's move on because we got a lot of shit to talk about. We have the UFC Mexico City results. Let's go down the card. Shall we? All right. Manuel Torres defeats Drew Dober. TKO punches. Round 1, 1 minute and 45 seconds. Wow, the CP units was accurate. It was a round 1. TKO for Manuel Torres. Manuel Torres got some power in those hands. Now has more KOs than subs, as Luke pointed out to me on stream yesterday. Manuel Torres is one of those guys that mixes it up really well. You got to watch your neck. You got to watch your face because he'll hammer fist you up against his leg until you're unconscious. Drew Dober's chin was no match for those hands of Manuel Torres. All those memes that we saw before the fight did not age well, like milk. Edgar Chairez defeats CJ Vergara via submission, rear naked choke, round 1, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Edgar Chairez getting the sub, cashing the bets. Edgar Chairez doing what he does in Mexico. Let's go. You know what I'm talking about. What a win. CJ Vergara just made a couple mistakes. CJ Vergara not great on the ground. Usually if his route to victory involves him winning on the feet and staying on the feet. As soon as basically the floor is lava. And especially with Chairez, who has a lot of sub wins to his name, just picked up another one. What a win for him. Glad to see Mexico getting a lot of big wins tonight. Well, last night. And it was another fun fight, man. The entire night was a great night to watch. I'm not going to lie to you. I had a great night watching the fights. I had some drinks on me. You already know. Raul Rosas Jr. defeats Vince Morales. Unanimous decision, 29-28 across the board. He fought well. I could see a little bit of the ground game holes in his game, leaves his neck up in a lot of positions because of how he wrestles. So he still has a couple holes to fix. Now, me and Luke were talking about that. He still has a chance to become the youngest champion in the UFC. I thought it was 21. Is it not 21? Maybe it's 23, but I thought it was 21. If so, Raul Rosas Jr. is already 20 years old. That snuck up on me. I thought he was still in his teens, but he's 20 years old now. So time is a ticking, and he definitely needs to shore up some holes in his game because Vince Morales almost got him in a Peruvian necktie. He almost got him in an anaconda. He almost got him in a Darce. He almost finished in multiple ways, which is why I could see the judges gave him a round. But I could have also seen this being a Rosas Jr. 30-27. To be honest, he was controlling a majority of the fight. And the only times that I saw him in danger was when he was in those chokes. But to get into those choking positions, Vince Morales had to have been taken down by Raul Rosas Jr. So I could have seen a 30-27, but I think a 29-28 is justified there. Moving down the board, David Martinez knocks out Simon Oliveira, punches round 1, 4 minutes and 38 seconds. Yeah, man. This guy's a doctor, and he sent him to the hospital. David Martinez is a beast. Simon Oliveira definitely was a seasoned guy, had a lot of wins on his record, had a lot of fights on his record, but just succumbed to the power of David Martinez. He goes down, eats a couple more punches, referee steps in and calls it. David Martinez, another exciting fighter to watch. I'm excited to see what he does. Kevin Borges, big upset win over Ronaldo Lazy Boy Rodriguez. Unanimous decision, 30-27, 30-27, 29-28. Lazy Boy let us down. Lazy Boy got dropped multiple times. He got dropped in round 1. He got dropped in round 2. He figured he needed to put his foot on the gas and do some more stuff in round 3. He stood in front of his opponent more, started throwing some more haymakers and power shots. He was able to win 1 judge's scorecard, but not the other 2. He basically lost every round of this fight, in my opinion. Lazy Boy did not have it. He let us down in Mexico. He was in a lot of people's parlays, and he killed a lot of parlays. Unfortunately, Lazy didn't get it done, but you know, the mark of a good prospect is that they get a loss and they come back from it. Guys like Ronaldo Rodriguez, guys like Peyton Talbot, guys like Sean O'Malley, those types of guys. I think as we've already seen with Sean O'Malley, we've seen that he could come back from a loss like that and rise to the top. I expect the same from a guy like Ronaldo Rodriguez and Peyton Talbot. Regardless of the fact, they learned something in both of these fights. They learned that they can't just sit back and be on the back foot with some of these fighters that they face. They got to go forward and they got to press the action and be the one to start. So hopefully he takes a lesson from this and he becomes better for it. Let's check these comments real quick. We got a couple in here before I get into it. He can hang with them, but if he loses 4 in a row, yeah, that would be bad for Erceg. I get that. Crimson Chin, yeah, about Drew Dober. That guy's chin is something else, man. The Crimson Chin he is. That thing is chiseled. Shirez with the most emo inspirational story of the night. Yeah, he was on that mic for a little bit after that win, but I'm glad to see his story make it to the masses. So that was cool. For Raul Rosas Jr., 23 years and 8 months. 23 years and 8 months. Shoot. So he's got 3 years. Actually, that's he's got a great amount of time then when John Jones became champ. Okay. So Gaff and the Smoky Gaff. Let's fucking go. What up, Phoenix? Welcome to the chat. Lazy Bed versus Lazy Boy. Only one lazy gets put to bed, and boy, he knows. Oh yeah. Lazy's our winner here. Lazy Bed's our winner here. Lazy Boy shit the bed for us. Lazy Boy shit the bed for us on Saturday night, unfortunately. On to the prelims. Ateba Gautier defeats Jose Daniel Medina, knockout, knee, round 1, 3 minutes and 32 seconds. Yeah, Medina caught that. He was showboating a lot. He was, calling him on, says, come on, give me what you got. He gave you what he got. Motherfucker. He gave you that knee, and you folded like a chair. You folded like a deck of cards. My Lord. Yeah. Ateba Gautier, people are calling him the middleweight Ngannou, and I'm starting to see the resemblance. I'm also starting to notice the trend that I'm terrible at calling prospects now. I'm officially terrible at it. I don't know if it's because I'm an old head in the game now or whatever it is, but now all the prospects that I think are good get fraud checked, and all the prospects that I don't think are good are actually hammers. So I don't know what's going on. I got to reevaluate how I look at these prospects because I'm wrong almost every single time now, and that's starting to annoy me. But Ateba Gautier, glad to see he got a big win here. I can't wait to see what he does next or how they match him up. They gave him a super durable guy that's really hard to knock out, and he knocked him out. So the sky's the limit for this guy, apparently. Sky's the freaking limit. Rafa Garcia, Makizio Costa defeats Christian Rodriguez. Unanimous decision, 29-28 across the board. I figured Costa would win this fight, especially because he beat Andre Fili, a vet in the game, and subbed him and finished him. So C-Rod really has great submission defense. So I didn't really expect him to sub him. I kind of did expect Costa to beat him, but on points. And I knew it was going to be a close fight regardless because C-Rod just tends to give everybody a tough fight. So I'm glad to see that Costa comes out with the win. Brazil got one over Mexico for once tonight. Well, last night. And that was a nice win. Rafa Garcia defeats Vince Pichel, unanimous decision, 30-27, 30-27, 29-28. Jamal Emmers, I just skipped past that because it could have went either way. Vince Pichel fought a great fight. Rafa Garcia fought a great fight. Rafa did enough to get the win. Some people would say Vince Pichel should have won that fight, but I think Rafa Garcia did enough to get the win. Jamal Emmers defeats Gabriel Miranda, TKO punches. Gabriel Miranda nearly gets the sub in round 1. He's just off to the side too much to be able to sink it in. He needed to be on his back to get it. Gabriel Miranda slides off. Emmers stands up, lands a couple shots. They get back to the feet. Emmers lands a straight, wobbles him, lands a hook, wobbles him, lands any strike he wants, and basically wobbles him and gets the TKO. Round 1, 4 minutes and 6 seconds. Jamal Emmers looked great. Jamal Emmers continues his trend of losing one, then winning one. 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 I'll be betting against him in the next fight because he just won, and the trend of it just seems to go one way. Mikaela Mayer defeats Austin Hubbard, split decision, 28-29, 29-28, 29-28. Another controversial fight. Some people thought Hubbard did enough to win. He was on top for majority of the fight, landing better strikes, putting Mikaela Mayer up against the fence. Mikaela Mayer was landing the more powerful strikes, landed a couple elbows once he got up off his back, cut Hubbard over his left eye. Definitely landed the more damaging strikes of the fight, even though Austin Hubbard had the volume. So I gave Mikaela Mayer the fight. Let's look at some of these comments. Cheers, Phoenix. Phoenix says, bong with time, bruv. Get your meow shot glass out. I'm taking Lazy Boy over my knee as soon as he gets home. Don't worry. Yes, sir. Lazy Bet plus 325. Gautier versus Medina, one of the few times the physique test actually was right. Yeah, true. Because I was starting to doubt my Medina bet as soon as I saw them in there standing across from each other. I was like, yeah, this was a dumb bet, wasn't it? This was stupid, calling this guy a live dog. I thought he did come in better shape than he did from his last fight, but yeah, he got hammered. He was the nail tonight. They don't know. They don't know. Debut odds after you win your next match against Lazy, odds change. So you might notice that I skipped over one fight. And the reason is this. It's time for our fighter spotlight of the week, baby. And guess who it is? Guess who it is? She deserves it. She deserves it. She fought a great fight behind her Mexican crowd. She's half Mexican, half Canadian. She is Lupita Godinez. She is our fighter spotlight of the week, and deservedly so. Let's talk about her. Lupita Godinez trains at a Titan MMA. She's been training there since 2014. She also trains at a Lobo gym. She's been training there since 2021. Trains out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. That's right. She's half Canadian, half Mexican. Okay. She's a purple belt in BJJ. She aims to make a run at strawweight, baby. She's fought at both flyweight and strawweight in the UFC, so there's room for her to bounce either way. Either way. She's 31 years of age. She's born September 6th, 1993. She's 5'2", 61-inch reach, fights orthodox. She's 13-5 now, 1 KO, 2 subs. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about her early part of career and how Loopy came to be the fighter that she is. At the age of 14, Godinez's father, Carlos, was approached by the cartel who demanded protection money. Okay. They lived in a pretty bad area at the time, bullet-riddled cars, shattered windows. He was getting even phone calls of them saying his children's names, where they are at the time, stuff like that. Shit like that'll freak you out, right? Shit like that'll make you want to leave. That's exactly what Loopy's dad did. Took the whole family, lied to him, said they were going to Disneyland, took them all to Canada. He said, we're living here now. Fuck all that cartel shit. He said, we're not dealing with this. No, not my family. Okay. So what he does, as any great father would do, he takes his family and does as best as he can. He moves them into a motel, a hotel, whatever you want to call it. Okay. And basically they had to start from scratch. They lived there for 6 months, taking random jobs, washing cars, doing all types of odd jobs to pay the bills. And after they obviously made enough money, were stable enough, Loopy was encouraged by her boyfriend to get back into judo because previously, before she had moved and all this stuff, she was a martial artist. She liked to train judo. She was getting into BJJ. and her boyfriend convinced her now to get back into it. Okay. Now, at this time, she's been a dual citizen of Mexico and Canada. So, obviously she spent a lot of time in Canada, gets her dual citizenship. She's now a citizen of both Mexico and Canada. She also has 3 younger sisters, if you don't know, 2 of which, Carla and Anna, are accomplished wrestlers. So you can see why wrestling is such a big part of her game. But they're also wrestlers competing with the Canadian national team. So it just tells you how good they actually freaking are. The Godinezes are beasts at wrestling. Okay, so she started MMA as an amateur in 2016. Her debut match was June 18th, 2016, and it was against Ali Kramer. She won the fight via decision. In her following bouts, she lost to Jamie Lynn Horth, as you know, UFC vet Jamie Lynn Horth, on 2 different occasions, on November 25th of 2016 and February 18th of 2017. Now, despite 2 straight losses, she bounced back. She won her next 2 fights against Ashley Jarvis and Kyla Frajman. And then her winning streak was stopped again with losses to Tiffany Konama and Morgan Engelhart. Okay, she showed that she had her fight grit in her next 2 fights. She defeated Alexandria Lucia Delgado Lopez and Sam Hughes. Oh, look at that. Another UFC vet, Sam Hughes. She beat Sam Hughes, captured the Koga Strawweight Championship, and after that, she turned pro. Now she's a pro. June 30th, 2018, she makes her professional MMA debut. She faces Jenna McAllister. She wins by unanimous decision. She goes on to defeat Ashley Maston and Felicia Magellan in 2019. Then she captures the vacant BTC Strawweight Championship, defeating Lindsay Garbat at BTC 8 on November 30th of 2019. And in her next bout, her final bout before the UFC at LFA 94, Godinez captured her LFA Women's Strawweight Championship, defeating another UFC vet, Vanessa Demopoulos, via majority decision. So that's just a little quick insight to Loopy Godinez's career as she made it into the UFC. Okay. Now she gets her UFC debut, UFC on ESPN, Whitaker versus Gastelum, April 17th, 2021. She loses the bout, but it was a split decision, and it was to a very game opponent, former champ, challenger, Jessica Penne, former Invicta champ, Jessica Penne. So she loses to Jessica Penne in a split decision, unfortunately, but she learns a lot in that fight. She learns exactly what she needs to do and to win against opponents like that in the UFC, very game experienced opponents. So then she takes on Silvana Gomez Juarez. She wins the fight by armbar. This was on the undercard of Dern versus Rodriguez, October 9th of 2021. She wins in round 1, gets herself a performance of the night bonus. Okay? Gets herself a performance of the night bonus. Fire. All right? And the reason she won this fight, it was supposed to be a rematch. She was supposed to face Sam Hughes, but Sam Hughes was pulled from the bout after testing positive for COVID-19. He's replaced by Silvana Gomez Juarez. Okay. So this was big. It was supposed to be a rematch. She was probably feeling good because she'd already beaten Sam Hughes, and then her opponent falls out. She's probably feeling upset. She's facing somebody that's pretty good on the ground, and she ends up getting a sub herself. So basically, right after this fight, on a 1-week turnaround, Godinez, as a replacement for Sarge Eubanks, faced Luana Carolina on October 16th, 2021. This was UFC Fight Night Ladd versus Dumont. She earned a record for the fastest turnaround in modern UFC history at just 7 days. She ended up losing the fight via unanimous decision, but for a female fighter, she got the quickest turnaround at 7 days. So that's just something to note about Loopy. She does have a UFC record. Okay, so put some respect on my girl Loopy's name. You feel me? All right, moving on. She faces Loma Lookbonmi at Vieira versus Tate, November 20th, 2021. That was her return to strawweight. That was a flyweight bout because Luana Carolina had to take the fight on short notice. Okay. Because Loopy had to take the fight on short notice. She had to take it at a flyweight rather than her natural strawweight bout. So she returns to strawweight, faces Loma Lookbonmi, gets a unanimous decision win, then takes on Ariane Carnelossi at UFC 274, gets another unanimous decision win. That was May 7th, 2022 in Phoenix, Arizona. All right. Then she takes a catchweight bout against Angela Hill. This is where she starts to hit her rough patches against UFC vets. This was also a catchweight bout at 120 pounds. Loses unanimously at August 13, 2022 on the undercard of Vera versus Cruz. Goes back to strawweight, takes on Cynthia Calvillo, wins by split decision at UFC 287. Beats Emily Ducote by unanimous decision on the undercard of Dern versus Hill, a former opponent of hers, May 20th, 2023 in Las Vegas. Another catchweight bout, her final catchweight bout of her career at 120 pounds. And then she takes on Elise Reed. She faces Elise Reed on September 16, 2023, UFC Fight Night 227. She wins the fight via rear naked choke round 2. This is her second submission win of her career. This earned her another performance of the night bonus. Shout out to Loopy. This was her second one. Then she goes on to face Tabitha Ricci November 11, 2023 at UFC 295. She won by split decision and became the first woman to win 4 fights in the UFC in a calendar year. So Loopy holds 2 records. She holds the quickest turnaround at 7 days and the most wins by a female fighter in a calendar year at 4. So put some respect on Loopy Godinez's name, please. And thank you. After the Ricci fight, she ends up losing to Verna Jandiroba. As we know, Verna Jandiroba will be fighting on UFC 314 on the prelims of Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopez. She lost that fight unanimously. That was on the undercard of Blanchfield versus Fiorot, March 30th, 2024 in Atlantic City. Then she lost to Mackenzie Dern unanimously. Sandhagen versus Nurmagomedov, August 3rd of 2024 in Abu Dhabi. And then it brings us to Saturday night for Loopy Godinez. You might hear a car alarm in the background. I don't know whose fucking car that is. But she comes in at more than a minus 200 favorite against a very game opponent in Julia Polastri. And the Canadian gets the job done against the Brazilian. Uses her savvy, uses her cardio, lands more powerful strikes, gets on top, controls her for a majority of the round, threatens with a couple of chokes. Loopy Godinez looked fantastic. Swimming on top, transitioning seamlessly. She looked great. She looked absolutely great. She looked like she's ready to make a charge towards the top 10, top 5 of the strawweight division. She replaced an injured Yasmin Yarwegi on this card, by the way. That was the original fight against Julia Polastri. So this was a replacement fight for Godinez to make it even more impressive, by the way, at Elevation in Mexico City. Okay? Godinez wins by unanimous decision. Shout out to Loopy Godinez. You deserve this fighter spotlight of the week. The ladies showed out this weekend, arguably one of the most exciting fights of the night. So shout out to Loopy Godinez. She was my fighter spotlight of the week. Let's check these comments. There's a shit ton. Holy fuck. Damn. All right, here we go. Dude, hating myself for missing that parlay you posted. I know, man. You know, you'll be here next Friday, though. I know you'll be here on Friday. Oh, Friday I might be shit. I'm flying back Friday, huh? Friday CP units is gonna be late. It's gonna be like 5 or 6 p.m. on Friday. Just for anybody that cares. She had to take a loop mid-fight. I know you guys saw that clip. I sent that clip to Luke on Instagram. Loopy double win, won the fight, and didn't shit herself. Let's go. Lazy Bed's cracking up. Phoenix, while I have the chance, Lazy Bed, you are the man. I try to catch JBR. Really appreciate you in this space. All love, mate. Love the love for Lazy. Loopy, greater than Kish. Lazy says, appreciate you, Phoenix. I just try to support people I like that are making content. Thank you, Lazy. Appreciate you, brother. Phoenix, big ups. Big Long Island Luke. That almost got me. My brain froze right there. Smoking weed and talking fights is my favorite shit in life. It's no wonder I like Gavin Luke. Yes, sir. That's all I do is smoke weed and talk shit. Appreciate you all. Yes, sir. You support in a great way. Plus, I don't know what that means. I'm guessing you have a greater understanding, appreciation for the climb, but genuinely for what this means, I think you are one of the better ones. You are Lazy. He's giving you your flowers and you deserve them. I fucking love Gavin Luke, the best listen along on fight days. Unfortunately, I'm in Australia time-wise, so I'm blind, drunk, and super high by 12 p.m. most Sundays. Laughing my ass off. Poopy Lopez and the his. Ooh, I like that. Poopy Godinez. Poopy Godinez. Let's call her Loopy Poopy. I like that. Loopy Poopy. Glad she made it through. Oh God, I keep missing the click. What the fuck? Yo, what the hell? Let's go another Aussie. Lazy loves Australians. So yeah, it is 3:33 a.m. Monday morning here, and I've been on it since you guys started casting earlier the morning. My time's 15 hours ago. I need LT put the cam on me moment. Having to poop Loopy, new mythical fighter. Hey, I like that. Poopy Loopy, new mythical fighter. 1:33 a.m. Got it. Bong Island does it again. All right, let's move on. BKFC happened this weekend. BKFC Fight Night Manchester happened. Let's quickly go over the results. I didn't get a chance to watch, so I'm just going to rattle them off. I'm only going to talk about the fights that I got to see. Okay, so Gary Fox defeats Jono Chip Chase via TKO round 1, wins the vacant BKFC UK featherweight title. Jack Cullen defeats Jacob Kosicki via TKO in round 1 minute and 24 seconds. Connor Cook defeats Stevie Taylor via KO in round 1 minute and 1 seconds. Gaz Karan defeats David Chilinsky via TKO in round 1. It says 80 seconds, so I'm going to guess that's 1 minute and 20. Matt Hodgson defeats Danny Moir via TKO in round 2, 30 seconds. Bart Kroll defeats Simeon Otley via unanimous decision, 49-46 on 2 judges' scorecards, 50-45 on the other. Dex Spellman defeats Thomas Lessig, unanimous decision, 50-44 across the board. David Oscar defeats Stenoy Tabakov via TKO round 2, 26 seconds. Danny Mitchell defeats Benjamin Lowe via unanimous decision, 50-42, 48-44, 50-42. Lei Cohoon defeats James O'Brien via TKO round 2, 53 seconds. Liam Dooley defeats Marcus Pond via KO round 1, 14 seconds. And Sinead Nwalian defeats Matilda Wilson via unanimous decision, 49-46 on 2 judges' scorecards, 48-47 on the other. I heard BKFC was a banger. There were lots of knockouts on there, so I know it was a fun card to watch. I got to go back and check out some of those knockouts. I think there was a second card. Was there 2 BKFC cards? Or maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it was just the one. But BKFC was showing out this weekend. Lots of finishes, lots of social media worthy material there. Let's get into some boxing, shall we? Mikaela Mayer, baby. Mikaela Mayer does it again. I told you, motherfuckers. I told you. You're hard-pressed to find a bigger Mikaela Mayer fan than me. Let me tell you. Dakota's, Mikaela's, that's my shit right there, all right? That's my shit. Let's go. Mikaela Mayer, big win. Shows who's the motherfucking champ. Okay? Mikaela Mayer's the champ. Don't you forget it. Y'all thought Sandy Ryan was going to come in here. Y'all thought because a little paint was thrown, that's the reason she lost the last fight? Tripping. You're tripping. Okay? Mikaela Mayer won that fight because she's mentally stronger. Mikaela Mayer won that fight because she's the better boxer. Mikaela Mayer won that fight again because she's the better boxer, because she's more mentally strong, because she's Mikaela fucking Mayer. Okay? I don't know. If you better guess, I don't know what she was thinking, because the records itself told me Mikaela Mayer was going to win this fight. She had 20 fights. She had double the fights that Sandy Ryan even had. And we thought Sandy Ryan was going to win the rematch? Come on, bro. Stop. Mikaela Mayer started the fight strong. She started pushing Sandy Ryan back immediately. Started landing with volume, started landing with power. Sandy thought this was going to be a lot like the last fight where she was going to have volume too. Mikaela Mayer was like, no. I'm going to cut you off halfway between you even getting your strikes off. I'm going to intercept those and just overwhelm you for the first half of this fight. And that's exactly what she did. Honestly, for the first 2/3 of this fight, Mikaela Mayer had this fight handily. It was an easy Mikaela Mayer fight. Then we had some drama in the late rounds. As you know, these are 2-minute rounds instead of 3-minute rounds. So it can get out of hand quickly, especially if you're losing on the cards. Now, Sandy Ryan leads with her head, cuts Mikaela Mayer right over her left eye. Controversy immediately. All right. Because I'm like, oh no, if this ends in a TKO because of a cut. So I already cashed out one of my bets. I'm like, nope, not me. So I cashed out one to make sure I was up. And then I proceeded to watch the fight. And Sandy Ryan started to come on towards the end. She finally realized that she needed to do something in this fight because she was on her back foot the entire time, just trying to evade the strikes of Mikaela Mayer until she decided she wanted to land power strikes. She hurt Mikaela Mayer a couple times in those last 3 rounds. Honestly, the last 2 rounds I would have gave to Sandy Ryan because the blood was starting to affect Mikaela Mayer. All the energy expended in the early rounds was starting to affect her, and she was starting to gas out late. But Mikaela Mayer did so much work in those early rounds that it was nearly impossible for Sandy Ryan to win this fight without TKOing her. And the judges knew that as well because the scorecards for this fight were, guess what? 97-93, 97-93, 98-92. She basically only won 2 rounds. And I'd say if I was going to give Sandy Ryan any 2 rounds, I give it the last 2, 9 and 10. I don't give her a damn single round in the first 7. Not one. Not a single round. I saw Mikaela Mayer the entire frigging way. Mikaela Mayer sets herself up to take on none other than who just beat the woman that beat her. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the lady that just beat Natasha Jonas. I'm talking about Lauren Price. Natasha Jonas has a win over Mikaela Mayer. Natasha Jonas was the champ. Natasha Jonas took on Lauren Price and lost the IBF WBC female welterweight titles. And she also won the WBA female welterweight title. Okay? So the next fight, undoubtedly, without a shadow of a doubt, will be Mikaela Mayer taking on Lauren Price to become undisputed at women's welterweight. Let's go. Mikaela Mayer versus Lauren Price. Book it. Can't wait to see the fight next. Blondies going at it. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. I live for this shit. Brian Norman defeats Derek Cuevas via TKO. 2 minutes and 59 seconds of round 3. Brian Norman was just putting hands on this man. Brian Norman's got some power. Watch out for Brian Norman. Bruce Carrington defeats Jose Enrique Vivas. TKO, 53 seconds of round 3. Emiliano Fernando Vargas defeats Giovanni Gonzalez. TKO, 2 minutes and 8 seconds of round 2. Delonte Johnson defeats Kendo Castaneda. TKO, 2 minutes, round 5. Dedrick Crocklin defeats Dion Ruvalcaba. TKO, 2 minutes and 50 seconds of round 1. And Emmanuel Chance defeats Miguel Guzman via unanimous decision, 40-36 across the board. That completes my coverage of Mikaela Mayer versus Sandy Ryan, too. Dakotas and Michaelas, Gaff is a man of culture. Mayer, fuck, kicking myself in the dick for not jumping on her. Pause. In multiple ways. I feel you. Ryan was broken. Spirituality post-fight. Yes, yeah. Because she lost the first fight, tried to blame it on the paint. It wasn't the paint, baby girl. Mikaela Mayer was the better fighter. Okay? Mikaela Mayer was the better fighter. And then she learned that this fight, and that will break you as a fighter, especially since now she's 7-4. Not looking great. Her boxing prospective future is not looking good. So I definitely understand that. But Mikaela Mayer, there was only one outcome. It was Mikaela Mayer decision. She's not a big power striker. Mikaela Mayer decision was the way to go. And that's what your boy bet. There's more to come on that in this week's wins, mofos. Moving on. Zepeda. William Zepeda took on Tevin Farmer for the second time as well. Another rematch. And you know I bet it as such. William Zepeda. Tevin Farmer was a war, man. Go back and watch that fight if you guys want to watch a fun boxing fight. Tevin Farmer injures his elbow and his forearm early, decides that he's a freaking beast and a warrior, and stays in the fight the entire time with an injured arm and takes Zepeda to the decision. A decision he might have been able to win if he had a couple more moments in those late rounds. William Zepeda and Tevin Farmer, too, was somehow better than the first fight. It was a fantastic fight to watch. Farmer showing so much heart in this fight. But William Zepeda just landing so many power strikes, just realizing that Tevin Farmer was hurt and trying to put it on him. I honestly secretly feel that William Zepeda has 26 knockouts on his fucking record. Okay? Sorry, 27 knockouts on his record. But couldn't finish an injured Tevin Farmer over the course of 7 rounds. So I'm not saying that he did this. I just feel that knowing the type of fighter that Tevin Farmer is, and knowing that yo, he gave me a war the first time. I feel like there's a world where William Zepeda was like, I'm not going to throw the full kitchen sink at this guy, but I'm going to put it on him. If he gets to the final bell, he gets to the final bell, but I'm pretty much going to win this fight. And I feel like that's what happened because Zepeda could have definitely, bro, he has 27 of his 32 wins by knockout. You don't think he could have knocked out a hurt Tevin Farmer? So I don't know, but I bet the Williams Zepeda points. So I was happy with it. I'm just saying, I feel like he could have definitely got him out of there, and he didn't. He didn't. But it was a great fight. Go back and watch it. It was for the WBC interim lightweight title. Zepeda defeats Farmer via majority decision, 114, 114, 116, 112, 115, 113. Okay. Now about Tevin Farmer. I did say that he is the interim WBC welterweight interim champ. Didn't I say lightweight? I said lightweight, right? I think I said lightweight. Well, guess who's the champions in that weight class? Keyshawn Davis, Vasyl Lomachenko, Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson. Yeah. Yeah. So William Zepeda has some fun fights coming up next. Guaranteed. He also came down and wait for this because he was the welterweight title holder, I believe. But yeah, great fights coming up. Also, WBO, WBA strawweight title fight. Oscar Collazo defeats Edwin Cano. 5th round TKO. 1 minute and 12 seconds. Fuck, I need some water. Great fight as well. On the prelims, Joselito Velasquez defeats Adolfo Castillo. Unanimous decision, 189, 189, 97, 92. At cruiserweight, Robin Safar defeats Roberto Silva. 5th round, TKO, 2 minutes and 55 seconds. At flyweight, Yocasta Valle defeats Marlon Esparza. Split decision, 96, 94, 93, 97, 97, 93. Wide discrepancy on those cards. Welterweight, Caden Griffiths defeats Fernando Ruiz via TKO. And that completes my boxing coverage. Let's get into some upcoming boxing real quick. Before we get into the fun shit, let me just rattle off some good shit that's coming up for you guys. Key dates. Next week, Las Vegas on ESPN Plus. We got Richard Torres Jr., mustache, afro, taking on Guido Vianello. 10 rounds at heavyweight. Don't miss that. Bet the Richard Torres KO. Please do it. Bet the Richard Torres KO. April 5th in Manchester, England, on DAZN, Joe Joyce is taking on Philippe Ergovic. 10 rounds at heavyweight. It's a heavyweight weekend. Bet the heavyweight KOs. I'm going to have a parlay. Richard Torres Jr., Joe Joyce, TKO. And then April 6th in New South Wales, Australia. I'm thinking about adding this to the TKO parlay. Maybe, maybe not. But Tim Tszyu taking on Joseph Spencer, 10 rounds at junior middleweight. That is in New South Wales, Australia. Not sure about what network that'll be on, but yeah, that's happening. So keep an eye out. Parlays to be made. Boxing parlays to be made next weekend. Don't sleep on boxing next weekend. Parlays to be made. It's not just MMA. We'll talk about MMA later. April 12th, Atlantic City, New Jersey, on DAZN, title fight. Jaron Ennis versus Elmonte Stanionis. 12 rounds for Ennis's IBF welterweight title and Stanionis' WBA welterweight title. April 26th in London on DAZN, Chris Eubank, Conor Benn, Egggate. You guys already know about that. The egg in the pocket, smack to the face. 12 rounds at middleweight. And May 2nd, New York City, DAZN pay-per-view, Ryan Garcia taking on Rolando Romero, 12 rounds, junior welterweight. Hopefully that fight stays together. If it already fell apart, full shit. We expected that anyways. Let's check out the comments. Cheers, bro. I got to tap out. I feel that. I'll see you later, Phoenix. Later, Phoenix. Maker Minute says, I think it's on Prime, but it's simulcast from the Aussie network. Okay. We're talking about Tim Tszyu. Feel that. Yeah, Tszyu Spencer. Got that. All right, bet. So, yeah, we'll see. But definitely some parlays to be made, so don't sleep on boxing. Remember, it's over 2 days, April 5th and 6th. April 5th and 6th. Okay, so it's Sunday and Saturday. Might as well just do a single on Tim Tszyu since it's on Sunday. You don't want your parlay to die the next day. That would be terrible, right? So just do the heavyweights on Saturday, and we'll cook something up for Sunday. We'll cook something up, yeah? You know what the fuck time it is. It's time for our favorite segment of the week, baby. That's right. It's time for this week's wins. That's right. This week's wins. That's right. This week's wins. Yes, this week's wins, bitch. Another green week, another up week, another positive week, another parlay hit. We're on a hot streak. We're on a motherfucking hot streak. Yeah, I knew it was going to be a good day because this is how the day started for me and Luke. Me and Luke obviously texting all day on a fight day. From the fucking start of the morning, I hit him, yo, how you feeling about this fight? To the end of the fucking night until the last fight is fought. We were texting each other all day. All right. And there was a nice big lull between the Yankee game and the start of the UFC Mexico City card. So I texted him right away. I'm like, yo, I got this hits parlay I want to put in real quick. Just make a little capital for tonight. And guess what? It hit. And the only reason I'm adding it, it's not MMA, but it started off the night for what would be a great night. So Jazz Chisholm Jr., Austin Wells, Anthony Volpe, Aaron Judge, they all got home runs as well. So I wish I bet that, but I'll take it at the 50% profit boost plus 621. Turn $10 into $72. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Got that Jazz Chisholm Jr. jersey behind me. I also got my old Jeter back there. I should probably put that Jeter in a fucking frame that bitch, right? I should probably stop just wearing it. But I've dropped like shit on it from going to the games, like ketchup and shit. So it's whatever. Maybe I don't know. We'll see what happens. But going to the MMA card, start off the card hot. Had a Medeiros decision. And guess what? It cashed on both apps. Little 10 piece on each, plus 125 here, plus 120 there. Double up your money. Send it home. You already know. We were loving Factory X after this one. Shout out to Factory X. Shout out to Mark Montoya. Shout out to Markel Medeiros. Mexico City was a good night. And then you already know our fighter spotlight of the week was Loopy Godinez. So you already know I was putting money on her. Yes, sir. Loopy Godinez. I wish I put a little bit more. Did 5 on DK, did 15 on FanDuel. The DK account was getting tapped out. I was not betting how I should have. I was betting stupidly instead of what I had on my chart, and I paid for it. And I could have made money on the DK account, but I flopped and basically tapped out the account by the time the main card started. So a lot of the bets that I won on, you'll see a lot of them on just FanDuel because I tapped out on DraftKings until later. You'll see what happens later. But yeah, so Loopy got us some money there. Then we got onto Mikaela Acosta plus 175. Also took him by points because we were low on DK, but we weren't on FanDuel. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. Let me throw 10 towards the points. And guess what? It brought back 45. We got $50 off Mikaela Acosta. What a guy. What a guy with the upset as a dog. You got to love a good dog on the card, especially when he's going up against somebody of Hispanic descent on a UFC Mexico City card. I'm not sure if C-Rod's Mexican. That's why I just said Hispanic. But anyways, Shirez opened up. He was supposed to end our prelims. He ended up being like the third fight on our main card. But guess what? He cashed as well. Took a little Shirez by sub. I only took it on FanDuel because, again, we were tapped out on DraftKings. But it cashed. I wish I did on DraftKings as well because that would have got us right back in the game. But it is what it is. Shirez submission plus 290, $10 turns it into $40. You got to love it. We were feeling good on this main card. And you already know we did the CP unit simulation. We had Manuel Torres. So you know I had to bet him every single way the CP units had it. And I would have took takedowns too and all the other props I would have had on DraftKings. If I was able to on DraftKings, I had to settle for what I had on FanDuel. So I got him 3 ways. Manuel Torres, money line. Manuel Torres, KO. Manuel Torres, KO round 1. Took them all. Shout out to CP units. We got the plus 190. We got the plus 340. We got the minus 124. Bringing back a total of $40. Got to fucking love it. Got to love it. Thank you, Manuel Torres. Another guy that'll go in our Hall of Fame of great picks, great cashes. CP units Hall of Fame. Gotta love him. And then our guy, Brandon Moreno. You know I was going to go with Brandon Moreno. I got the fucking Dia de los Muertos shirt on right now. Are you playing? Look at this shit. That's right. I got the Dia de los Muertos shirt on, okay? Mexico all day. You thought I was riding with Erceg out of Australia? No, the fuck I wasn't. Let's go. Brandon Moreno points. FanDuel 10 into 25 plus 145. You got to love it. I also took Brandon Moreno by TKO. Obviously, that didn't cash, but we cashed one way. And you're probably wondering why I didn't take a money line. Why didn't I take a money line? Oh, That's right. Because I gave this parlay to the people. Markel Maderos, Makizio Costa, Edgar Shirez, Brandon Moreno. And as you know, Markel Maderos won a close split decision. Makizio Costa won a close split decision. Sorry, a close unanimous decision. Edgar Shirez subbed CJ Vergara. And all we needed was Brandon Moreno money line. And guess what, bitch? It cashed. That's right. It motherfucking cashed. You're welcome if you tailed. You're welcome. That's 2 weeks in a row. One of our parlays cashed. Hey, I'm going to let you know my method. I'm going to let you know my method for my parlays every week. If it's a numbered event like UFC 314, I put $100 on the regular parlay. I put half that, half whatever the number is on the high risk parlay, and $10 on a numbered event to the CP units parlay. On a regular event, like a fight night, everything's halved. So 50 on the regular parlay, 25 on the high risk parlay, 5 on the CP units parlay. Okay? That's what I do. That's my method for every card. That's what I do for my parlays. And if I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. That's it. And then I do singles all throughout the card. So guess what, bitch? The high risk cashed at about $20 because I had the boost. 33% boost, 20 into 200, 20 into 150, 350 coming back on this high risk parlay. You gotta fucking love it, people. You gotta fucking love it. Another win, another green week. By the skin of our teeth, we got it again. Got to absolutely love it. Now you might think, wow, he won. End of the night, great. You thought I was done there, motherfucker? There was boxing on. Didn't I just tell you I'm a huge Mikaela Mayer fan? Didn't I just tell you there was 2 rematches that night? You'd be an idiot to not bet the same outcomes again, right? In rematches? I had to do it. I had to go Mikaela Mayer, William Zepeda, parlay those 2 money line. I had to go Mikaela Mayer decision, William Zepeda decision, parlay those 2. And I had to take all of those as singles. And guess what, bitch? Guess what? Mikaela Mayer points. Cash it. Cash it. Okay? There we go. Little 10 piece, double the money up, something light, and I had to do it with Zepeda too. A little 5 piece here because I wasn't sure because I thought he would TKO him. So I split $5 and that $5 that I cashed out, I put it towards TKO 1 through 6. It obviously didn't cash. I wish I never cashed it out because it would have brought $5 more back. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Beggars can't be choosers. Oh, yeah, I parlayed them. Yeah, I said I did that shit. 20 into 40. We doubled it up again. Mikaela Mayer minus 110. Zepeda minus 750. Parlay them together. You get a nice plus 116, plus 114. Double your money. Easy. Let's go. Shout out to Mikaela Mayer. Shout out to William Zepeda. And yeah, I did the outcomes too, bitch. Yeah, I did the outcomes too. Plus 459, plus 435. Turning 10 into 50. $100 coming back. You got to fucking love it. I love you, Mikaela Mayer. I love you, William Zepeda. I love you, Brandon Moreno. I love you, Edgar Shirez. I love you, Markel Maderos, and I love you, Makizio Costa. My fucking people bringing the money home. Special shout outs to Loopy Godinez. Special shout out to Manuel Torres. Special shout out to the New York Yankees. That's right, baby. We cashed. You're welcome. Shout out to another fat episode of this week's wins. Yeah. Now I'm done talking my shit. Let's get into these comments. You need a jingle for this. I do, right? I need to make something for it or something. I don't know. Winners win. Ricky Bobby style. Winners win. Morning, fellas. Love the shirt, guy. Thank you. I had to show off for the Mexican people. This is the most Mexican shirt I got. So I had to bring it out. Again. Shout out to Rand Duran showing up. Let's get into our picks. We got 2 events coming up, guys. We got PFL 1. PFL's back this coming week. And we also got UFC Vegas 104, I think. That's Emmett versus Murphy. So we got 2 events this week. We got PFL and UFC. Crazy parlays to be made. Crazy parlays to be made, people. Now, let me give you a couple picks before I give you my in-depth picks on Friday. You guys know I give you the in-depth picks. I'll show you the chart on Friday. Show up for CP units. See you there. It'll be later this week, probably 5 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock. But yeah, my picks on PFL 1, I got Movlid Kabulaev. All right. I got Nathan Kelly. I got Gabriel Braga. And you already know I'm going my boy, Silverback, Thad Gene. Let's go. Thad Gene is in all the parlays, every single last one of them. So Thad Gene, I hope they give good odds on him. I hope they're not dog shit like last time. It was like minus 800 last time. Hopefully we get in that 3-2 range. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Let me take a look right now. They might have early odds. A lot of times they don't for PFL, but they might. Let me take a little fucking gander real quick. PFL. They're only on DraftKings, by the way, for anybody wondering. Okay, so they got odds out, but they don't have it for the prelims. Oh, wait. Yes, they do. I'm stupid. Hold on. Thad Gene minus 198, baby. Let's go. Minus 198 Thad Gene. Easy money. Easy fucking money. Let's go. So Thad Gene, that's my last pick on PFL. Moving on to my picks on UFC Fight Night, Emmett versus Murphy. I got another 4 for you. I got Lerone Murphy. I will be taking Josh Emmett as a dog, but Lerone Murphy is one of my picks. He'll probably go in the parlay. It just makes sense for a young guy, up-and-comer, to get the win. If it's going to be a close decision win, they're going to give it to Murphy, I think. Joe Anderson Brito, I fully expect him to get the win. Pat Sabatini, what? Kennedy Nzechukwu, I expect him to get the win. And O'Day Osborne, surprisingly, I'm going to be riding with O'Day Osborne for this card. So keep an eye out for him. I expect him to make waves at flyweight, especially after that fight with Lazy Boy. I'm actually more apprehensive now after seeing Lazy Boy fight yesterday, but I'm still going to ride with O'Day. I'm still going to ride with O'Day. I still got to. Let's check out the last of these comments before we get the fuck out of y'all. Sup, Duran. Sup. 105. Oh, it's 105. Okay, so UFC Vegas 105. My bad. PFL on Thursday too, which is whack. Yeah, so it's gonna be harder to make a parlay if you make it, a Thursday into Saturday, and then you're like, oh fuck. But I'm sure we'll cook something up. Me and Luke will be together this week, so I'm sure both our minds together will cook something up for the weekend. So maybe we can make a joint parlay or something, Luke, like one that we both combine on and we give to the people for Saturday, like or we give on Thursday, and then we check out the progress on Saturday if it's combined with PFL and UFC. I don't know, but we got a thing. And also, is there a tapology for PFL, Luke? Eddie Bravo invitation was today. I don't know how you bet on BJJ though. I'm definitely not going to be betting on BJJ. I don't know enough about the current landscape of who's good and who's not. So got to get our bets in tomorrow for PFL. Why tomorrow? Just because to get them in early? Yeah, because they already got lines on them. I don't think they have the outcomes yet, Luke. I think those will come out Wednesday. They just got money line right now. Literally just not even overs and unders. It's just money line right now. If I'm not mistaken, Tapology only for UFC. Copy that in our league. Anyways, okay. Can we bet in LA? LA, you are unable to bet. I remember when I was there for Stephen A. Smith, I was unable to bet on the Celtics when it was July or June when I was there. They were in the finals. I was unable to bet. I had to use my offshore shit. So yeah, you do have to get your bets in. Oh shit. That's why you said that. Oh shit. Or else I can't bet on PFL. Oh, I could always have Dakota do it. Yeah, so we got to get them in tomorrow. We'll be in LA for the PFL. Yeah, I might just have to have Dakota do it. Dakota gonna be my bet wench. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have her. Hey babe, I need you to deposit this real quick and drop a yeah, I'm gonna need her to make some bets for your boy. I'm gonna need her to make some screenshots after she places them bets too, because I gotta put the graphics out. Shit. And I can't even do so I have to put a parlay out. I just gotta do a high risk and a low risk for PFL. Let me put that on my list. PFL bets. Let me do that now, because if I don't do it, I won't do it. Actually, Luke will remind me, but let me just write it down anyways to keep it on my radar. PFL bet graphics, and then PFL X UFC bet. All right, boys and girls, That's it for me. Hopefully I gave you guys a good Sunday show. If not, fuck off. It's a free show. Eat my ass. Anyways, bet wench. Good stream. Safe travels. Thanks Lazy for showing up. Thanks Luke for showing up. Thanks Duran for showing up. Thanks Phoenix for showing up. Have a good, fantastic Sunday, you guys. I hope you have an awesome day. Enjoy the rest of your fucking weekend. Make some money on baseball and basketball and whatever the fuck else is going on. I'm going to try to make some money on baseball today. I doubt that I will, though. But we'll see what happens. Also, those home run no sweats, they're fucking bullshit. I keep losing and not getting money on them. So, fuck baseball right now. I'm just going hits. Hits, and that's it. I don't care if I miss it on the home runs. Hits, baby. Hits. Peace, y'all. Peace. I'm out this motherfucker. Enjoy your Sunday. And enjoy the fights. See you for PFL. See you for UFC. See you for some more boxing. Bye.